Hi everyone, I'm Mira, a technical support specialist at IPFighter. Besides the default bypass domain rules provided by the system, you can also customize proxy rules. Custom proxy rules are one of IPFighter's standout features, allowing you to use up to 3 IP addresses simultaneously on different domains. In this video, I'll walk you through how these rules work and share some tips to help you make the most of this feature, saving you money on proxy purchases. First, to understand how the rules work, you need to know the two types of proxies in IPFighter: primary proxy and secondary proxy. The proxy you've just added in the Add Forward Port section is defined as the primary proxy. You can add another proxy in the Details section, which is referred to as the secondary proxy. You can customize the rules to alternate between these proxies for the specific domains you want. For example, if you add the domain account.google.com to the allow list of the secondary proxy, the system will understand that when you access account.google.com, it should use the IP of the secondary proxy. For other domains like facebook.com, tiktok.com, ipfighter.com, etc., the system will use the IP of the primary proxy. Finally, you just need to copy the local address or LAN address, and both proxies will be activated. This is how you set up a custom rule for a specific proxy. If you want to set rules for all proxies you use with IPFighter, you can configure them in the Settings section. There are 4 types of rules you can set up. Non-proxy list: domains added to this list will use the real IP of your computer to access the internet. Primary proxy allow list: domains in this list will use the IP of the primary proxy for access. Secondary proxy allow list: similar to the primary proxy allow list, but domains here will use the IP of the secondary proxy. Block list: all websites added to this list will be completely blocked from access. There are 2 ways to add domains. Exact domain format: if you add google.com, the system will understand that you only want to block the specific domain google.com. Wildcard domain format: if you use *google.com, the system will block both the main domain and all subdomains under google.com. In practice, when you visit a website, many hidden domains will also load. For example, when you access facebook.com, Facebook will actually load multiple domains like static.xx.fbcdn.net or fbsbx.com. So, if you want to add a complete set of domains to avoid missing any, it's better to use the Add Website option instead of manually entering a domain list. IPFighter has pre-made data sets for various websites and regularly updates them. You can also contact IPFighter support to request adding data for websites you frequently visit. One more important note: a single domain cannot be added to multiple categories at the same time. For example, if you add google.com to both the secondary proxy allow list and the primary proxy allow list, the system will show an error when you try to submit. When setting up rules, please keep these 3 principles in mind. Principle 1: if you don't set any custom rules, the system will follow the default bypass domain rule. IPFighter will analyze which domains use the IP of the primary proxy and which domains use the real IP of the machine for optimal performance. Once you have customized the rules, whether in the settings or in the details section of the forward proxy, the system rules will cease to operate. Principle 2: the priority order for common rules is as follows: block list, secondary proxy allow list, primary proxy allow list, and non-proxy list. Here's what this means: if you add facebook.com to the block list and leave the other lists empty, all other domains will use the primary proxy. If you then add ebay.com to the secondary proxy allow list, accessing facebook.com will be blocked, accessing ebay.com will use the secondary proxy, and the remaining domains will use the primary proxy. Next, if you add etsy.com to the primary proxy allow list, accessing facebook.com will still be blocked. ebay.com will use the secondary proxy, etsy.com will use the primary proxy, and all other domains will use the real IP of your machine. However, if you add twitter.com to the non-proxy list, this entry will be redundant because twitter.com is already part of the remaining domains using the real IP by default. The non-proxy list only becomes meaningful if the block list, secondary proxy allow list, and primary proxy allow list are all empty. In that case, Twitter.com will explicitly use your machine's real IP, while the rest of the domains will default to the primary proxy. Principle 3. If you agree to apply the common rules set in the settings, it will run in parallel with the individual rules set for each proxy. When starting a proxy, the system will ask if you want to use the common rules. If you agree, two scenarios can occur. Scenario 1. If there are no settings in the Details section under the Secondary tab in Forward Proxy, the system will only follow the common rule. Scenario 2. If there are domains listed in the Details section, the system will combine this domain list with the secondary proxy in the settings. The system will disable the secondary proxy allow list while still applying principle number 3. I will add IPFighter.com and the secondary proxy allow list specifically for this proxy. Now, the system will only use the secondary proxy for the IPFighter.com website. These principles work together seamlessly, allowing you to create highly customized and optimized rules that fit your unique needs. To optimize your setup effectively based on the above principles, you can follow these guidelines. Add hidden or less important domains, e.g., tracking domains or non-critical subdomains, to the non-proxy list. Alternate between secondary and primary proxies. For registering and managing important accounts, e.g. e-commerce, banking, use static residential proxies for better reliability and reduced risk of account suspension. For mass account registration, e.g. Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, use rotating residential IPv4 or static IPv6 proxies for higher volume and cost efficiency. Add unwanted domains, spam domains, or auto-redirect links that disrupt your workflow to the block list. I've just guided you through customizing proxy rules to help you optimize proxy usage, save costs, and improve efficiency without compromising the quality of your tasks. If you need further assistance, feel free to contact the IPFighter support team via live chat or join the community on Telegram to discuss more about proxies. Wishing you all the best and much success.